Yes.
Uh, so, good evening, everyone. Um, it's a pleasure to be here this evening, and we're having our Boost Your Confidence session for February 2021. And my name is Dr. Ure. I'm the founder of Lifestyle Champions International. And what we do here is to encourage and to, at the end of the day, raise a community of like-minded people who are passionate about making healthy lifestyle choices. So we are so glad to have everyone here today. And we have our guest in the house already, who is going to share her story. Boost Your Confidence sessions are programmed so that you can be inspired when you hear the story of how someone else has made a positive lifestyle change. So that's the main purpose of this, I will call it an informal Zoom session, so that we'll be able to ask questions and we'll be able to share in the challenges that she had while trying to make the lifestyle change. So I can see that we have Mr. Kayode Olokwade in the house. You're welcome. Dr. Melvina Thompson, you're welcome. Dr. Shogunle, um, Mr. Onwuka, Mrs. Jaye Olaface, Dr. Paul Adedeji, and Mrs. Orekolade, who is my co-host. And I'm sure that other people will be joining us. So we're going to set the ball rolling. I'm going to be calling on our guest for this evening. Her name is Mrs. Ngozi Onyemakara, and she's going to be sharing her story with us in maybe within 5 to 10 minutes. She will tell us who she is, what she does, and what inspired her to make a lifestyle change. And I know that we are going to want to ask her questions about how she was able to achieve her goals. So I want to welcome you, Ma. She's an entrepreneur. She's a mother, and I think she's going to tell us more about herself. But I'm so glad that you're here this evening, Ma, and
Thank you, my coach.
I'd like to hear your story, Ma.
Yes. All right. So we are good to go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just like she introduced, my name is Ngozi Onyemakara. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, like she said. I actually am a distributor of a fast-moving um, products like flour, spaghetti, all that. I want to calm down very well so that you will understand, all those small items. So, yeah, anything food, that's what I am in. I'm actually directly a distributor with a Multi-Pro. Multi-Pro are those that produce Dano, the popular Dano milk, power oil, and all that. So I'm actually a market woman, so to say. So I actually read microbiology, yes, but I decided not to go into that. I decided to get to be sure that you have food on your table anytime you need it. You know, that kind of a thing. All right. So that's me. And of course, I'm married to a man by name Mr. Ikechukwu. Ikechukwu Onyemakara, blessed with three boys and one girl. Um, yeah. I actually started this journey. Well, before I start, I want to sincerely appreciate my coach. I call her my coach, my super coach. And that is in the person of Dr. Ori Makinde. In fact, I won't just stop thanking you. I have about 4 people that I have penciled down that you are going to add on this platform so that at least they would be encouraged. because each time they see me, they're like, oh wow, what happened? What did you do? And all that. So my journey actually started on the 1st of October specifically. I targeted it to be 1st of October, though I've been planning on this journey of weight loss and all that. And on that set day of October 1, my weight on that day was actually 98, 98 point, I think 98.8. That was my weight, my start off weight. Well, unfortunately, I saw a text from doctor asking that I should send my before and after picture. One challenge I have is to take pictures. I don't just find myself, taking pictures. So I will just have to apologize for that. Um, so like I was saying, I started with 98.8, and on that day, I remember a few weeks after that, a few days after I started, I had a chat with Dr. Ori, and I was telling her, I said, look, I want to just go on this spree. I have a target. I must come down. I need to lose certain weight and all that. And I had a target. I wanted to lose 10 kg. 10. I told myself that I have to find myself flowing back into 8 digits, as in number 8, anything 89, 88, and all that. I don't want this 90 something of weight, around me anymore. And besides that, what actually pushed me to doing it is, number one, I always have this knee issue. Like we have our house is a duplex. So sometimes, if I and of the way we built the house, the children's room, they are up, so our own is in the middle before you now get down the stairs. So we actually have a lot of stairs to climb in the house. So but I when I get to the middle, to the moment I get to my room, to get the children to call their attention, I'll have to stand there and I have to be screaming, because to go upstairs, it's a challenge. Sometimes when I'm climbing the stairs, I will be hearing some noise coming from my knee, like that. So, and the pain is just unbearable. So I now told myself, I said, look, I have to just get down to business. I need to be serious with this, because most times I just make up my mind, oh, this thing is paining me. I must start. And at the end of the day, I just, and for people that are here that are lovers of maybe bread like me, I could sit down and down a loaf of asin, as long as it is correct bread. I will look out for bakeries and wait for the bread to come out from the oven when it is hot. That's the type I like. But I just had to I told myself that no, 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 this is not it. I have to, cut down on a lot of things. So, and the journey actually started with this. I had to log in to, there's this program, I don't know how many people that know it, is Lose It Nigeria. Because you find out that sometimes when you want to get into this losing weight of a thing, the food to eat, because we have this challenge about, or we have this impression that Nigerian, our meals here is packed with a lot of carbohydrates. And for you to get down or cut down your weight, you need to be intentional about cutting off, a good portion of carbohydrates in what you eat. So I now bumped into them, and I saw that it's something about that I can eat everything I want to eat, made with, I feel I can eat rice, I can eat yam, I can swallow anything I want to eat. And I started following the plan. In fact, I paid for it. I had prepared ahead of time, and I said I was going to start. There was a program then running on that their platform that I now decided to join. So at first it was not easy, very difficult journey, because that time I had to first of all do a detox. And one thing I liked about it was that it's all with what you see around you. Nothing, no calm, no nothing, no, so many things that were not that I wasn't adding to my meal. Now, I had to start with that meal. First of all, I had to go through a detox, 4 days detox. What did I use to do the detox? Cucumber, um, small portion of pineapple, I blend together, add a bit of of course, ginger, lemon. I just add all of them, and then I did it like that for, that was part of the plan anyway. I did it like that for like 4 days. Then after that, and my meal, I was taking proper meal, one proper meal for the day. Then, with a lot of vegetables, cabbage, and the rest of them. And thanks to God for my coach, my super coach, who encouraged me to get this salad master machine. I had to struggle to buy it, and then I started using it. I was making most of my food with, the salad master and all that. And then I saw that after about, I followed the meal plan. After like I think about 4 weeks, I, you know, I was afraid the first time I mounted the scale to check, after the initial time. Oh my goodness. No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks after I checked. Well, it wasn't really significant, and I was like, after all this wahala, after all this stress, I mean, let me just go back to my normal. No be one thing go, now something go keep person one day. It's not about the, it's not that I was so discouraged. I said, with all these things, I had to join it with intermittent fasting and all that. But I didn't know that, it was, maybe, I don't know how it works. Maybe the doctors in the house will tell us that. But one thing I understood is that that initial time, it was like, it was slow. But after that 2 weeks, I now noticed that every week there was a significant drop. Every week there was a significant drop. And I was so religious about it. Like towards evening, in the night, as long as it is 6 o'clock, evening, I would have taken my meal. Whatever it is I have to take in the evening, normal food, it could be yam, but very small portion. I was weighing everything. I had scale, I had everything, measuring cup, I had all that. I was so intentional about it. I went to buy everything I needed. So, like in the evening, in the night, last meal, of course, is latest 7 o'clock. I'm done with my meal. Then any other thing, maybe I'm awake, I'm working in the night and I'm hungry. Maybe I could have a handful of tiger nuts or watermelon, just small, so that I could quench the hunger for that period. Then with the intermittent fast, I was able to, get down. In fact, by November, beginning of November or thereabouts, or middle of November, I remember Dr. Ore calling me that, oh, we would like to have you so that you can. I said, no, I would come on, but not now. I need it to be significant. I need it to show, that something is happening. And so that my story will be sweet. Let me put it that way. So, and she said, okay, she obliged me, said, okay, sometime maybe December or January that I will be able to come on. I said, I don't mind, but let me see it work. But as God will have it, so that I don't take so much of our time. But maybe in the course of asking questions, then I'll be able to talk more. But along the line, by December, I had to travel. That was where I tested my is it discipline? Because of course, in flight, I remember that night on board, they were serving all manner. You know what I did? I just covered up with my blanket. I said, I'm not eating nothing, because it was already past my eating time. I just, as in, slept. I slept from Nigeria here till we got to till we got to Atlanta. I slept all through. I didn't, just because I didn't want to tamper with my plan already. And I was so elated when we got home, when we got there. That was in December. As soon as we touched ground, and my younger sister saw me, she said, "What? What did you do? You're looking so small. This is my sister. You're looking so small. What did you do to yourself?" I said, "I didn't do anything. I'm eating." And of course, I won't forget that every morning I was exercising. What I used to do every morning is minimum of 15 minutes exercise every morning. I would skip. I was just doing them, tom like that. I don't know whether that is good, but it worked for me. Now I would skip. I started with skipping like 50, Then after that, I would do leg raise, and then leg raise and push up. Those three are my standard. Then, because I have my arms are quite, I wish you could see it very well. The arm they call Christian mother's arm. That's what, I'm I'm endowed with. So, I was doing we have this stationary bicycle in the house. I would cycle on it, making sure that I'm working out. But well, I think my stomach really went so low. In fact, my tailor that made my dress, because on the 15th I'll be turning 50. So my tailor, when I got to her, she said, "What? Do you know how much you have lost from your waist side? You've lost almost like 3.5, 4 inches. What did you do?" I said, "Simio, it's just my little exercise and my little food. That's what I've been doing. So let me just keep the rest." I'm sure my time, I don't know if my 10 minutes is up. Is it up? Is my 10 minutes up? Unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. I've been enjoying the testimonial. Congratulations, man. Let me first of all congratulate you. Your 50th birthday is coming up in 2 days. Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. We rejoice with
Oh,
you.
sorry, please. I forgot to tell us that as at today, I've been able to get to my weight as at today is 90.5. As at
Wow.
90.5. Though
That's
I've not met my target, because my target was to enter 89, at least lose up to 10. But I know I'm even encouraged as I am now. I'm so
wow.
encouraged.
We are encouraged too. We are inspired listening to your story. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for accepting to come and share with us. When we're talking about lifestyle change, I usually tell people that it's not about perfection,
Mm.
it's just about improvement. So that means you make a change today and you see the results, and we don't just rest on our oars. We just keep on bit by bit, and just like you said, you see the results. The weight keeps dropping off because you have sustained those lifestyle changes. So I want to congratulate you, Ma,
Thank you.
for what you've been able to achieve. It's not easy to lose weight because I see people every day. I see patients every day,
Mm.
and a lot of them tell me, even without telling me, I know that this weight is a problem for them and they want to lose weight. And there are people that have started that journey with, and at that initial phase, they want something to happen in a hurry. I said 2 weeks is not enough for you to really see a definite change. But one of the important things, like she said, is that we shouldn't give up. We should be intentional and we should sustain whatever we're doing. After a while, we'll actually see those changes. So let me just summarize some of the things that you have said, Ma. You said your journey started on the 1st of October 2020, and your target was to lose 10 kg. And one of the things that also made you want to start on that journey was the fact that you had some pain in your knees. And that is characteristic. A lot of people um, that are overweight, they usually present with knee pain in the hospital. In fact, some of my own patients right now, they don't come to the hospital because they're overweight or because they're obese. They come because of the pain that they're having either in their hip or in their knee. But one of the things that we have to do, aside from writing a prescription to say, oh, this will take care of pain, is to look at the cause. What has caused um, the knee pain or the back pain? And we realize that usually it is a weight that predisposes to this. She also made mention of the fact that she loved bread, a lot of bread. It's one of our staple foods here in Nigeria, and I think in most parts of the world.
Mm.
But if we've watched some of the videos I posted recently about what we call glycemic index, we discovered that the glycemic index of the bread we're eating, which is white bread, is actually high.
Very
And
high.
that hits the bloodstream, it makes the body to release this hormone known as insulin, and before you know it, you start putting on weight. So one of the tricks is to reduce those things that have high glycemic index, that have high calories. It doesn't mean that you can't take them at all, but you have to take them moderately. And that's one of the things I love about what you said, Ma. You said that you discovered that you can eat everything, so far as it wasn't junk food. It's not fizzy drinks and all those things that you take on the go, but real normal staple food: yam, potato, rice, even the normal swallow. Those are the meals that are
Yes.
staple food,
Swallow.
But yes, but the most important thing is how much am I taking at this point in time. So I'm glad that. And then uh, she also mentioned that she took a lot of vegetables, cabbage, and then she was measuring her food. That's one of the things that people find very difficult. Maybe we'll get some questions in that area. And we also have a nutritionist in the house who can tell us more about that. That's my sister, or when it comes to food weighing, she's very good at that too. She also mentioned that she takes her latest meal by 7 p.m. And if we were here last month too, when Mr. Gbadebo shared his story, that was one of the things he also highlighted in his testimonial, that he stopped late night meals. He used to eat meals around 9, 10, and all that and go to sleep. But we discovered that that's one of the things that leads to weight gain. She also mentioned that she started exercising regularly, a minimum of 15 minutes every morning, to include skipping, leg raises, and some other aerobics. And she also was able to test her discipline when she was had to move out of her regular environment. That was when she had to travel out of the country. So these are salient things that I noted from your story, Ma. And I think they're very important for anyone who wants to embark on a lifestyle change. Um, I believe that you have to have some form of encounter. When I say encounter, something strikes you, it strikes a chord within you that I can't continue this way. I have to make a change. Usually, people who are able to sustain lifestyle changes, they would be able to tell you that at this point, I realized that I couldn't cope with this particular
Sure.
thing. Maybe I couldn't cope with the knee pain anymore. I couldn't cope with the fact that my blood sugar was going up, my BP was going up, I wasn't sleeping well. Something usually, triggers that decision, but being able to act on that decision and sustaining it is really, really very commendable. So congratulations, Ma.
Thank you so much.
Um, I don't know if there are people that have questions in the house. Do you have any questions? Okay, let me read what we have in the chat box. We have some messages. Congratulations.
Oh,
Okay, someone said, "Well done."
yeah, I can see
Says, "Happy birthday in advance."
it.
So
Thank
we have
you.
to decide where we're going to have the Zoom birthday too. And someone is saying this is a very encouraging and inspiring story. Okay, that's from Orekola Day. Dr. Kende Makinde says very that is very encouraging.
Mm,
Okay, Tabadebo is here, I believe. Yes, he's here, and he's saying well done, madam. Um, Mrs. Adedewe is also saying happy birthday in advance. So thanks everyone for your congratulatory messages and kind words. If you have a question, is there something extra that you want to know about how she was able to reach this target weight? She was able to lose almost 10 kg, approximately 9 kg during
mm.
this period between October and now. And I know you are still on it, Ma. I know that you haven't stopped.
No, no, no. Until I get to the eights, I won't stop. There's no stopping. Okay,
So
let me think something.
okay,
I remember the not Mr. Bade, but there was one other lady that was on. I can't remember her name. She talked about how she lost weight. I can't. I think it was in either December or November. She was the one that took the session. One thing I got from her is that it took her a long time to achieve the results that where she is. So, when I didn't see what I was looking for in 2 weeks, I was so eager to see that weight drop in 2 weeks. I now remembered what she said. It's a continuous process that you get to a time. where you like need to drop the weight, then you get to the time where you now, maintain it. I think she was one that talked about that every portion of her food is more of vegetable. I can't remember who, but I know it was in this one of the sessions. I don't forget it, and the thing stuck in my head that each time I want to take a portion of my food, I would ask myself, what is the proportion of vegetable to this? So the thing made a lot of difference. So I'm just saying that, yeah, you may think, you just come here. If you pay attention, just one thing. During Mr. Badebo's time, one thing I got from him is that never did he ever eat below any time like 7 p.m. That was what I took away from him. And then from Dr. I think is your the co-anchor. I think she was one of the first people that shared her testimony on
Yeah.
this platform. Yes, I remember her own. What I got there during her own time is I think she said it took her almost a year or so to get to the point where she is now. So, those things encouraged me. And I said, if all these people could do it, then why won't I? I should be able to do it. They don't have two heads. So that's one of the things that I got from this platform. Mhm.
I'm really glad to hear that. So it shows that the stories that we're sharing, they do have some influence on us,
Yes.
when we want to make our own lifestyle changes. The person you are talking about, I think that is Dr. Bola Fatusi.
Yes. I can't remember her name, but I know she was so particular about vegetable, how she eats her food, that the portion of vegetable must be higher than bigger than the portion of whatever it is she wants to eat. Yeah, I remember the thing stuck in my head. So it helps me when I'm doing my own portion. It helps.
That's good. We
Yes.
have someone raising her hand. Dr. Shogunle is raising her hand. You have a question, you can unmute yourself, Dr. Shogunle.
All right, ma. Thank you very much. Madam Ngozi, congratulations.
I thank you so much.
Yes, ma. My question is like a challenge I'm facing. I'm also trying to lose weight, of which I'm gaining, I'm losing it gradually. And what led to my weight loss is I always have knee pain. That if I'm back from work, I had to soak my leg into warm water. That was how I realized that I think I need to lose weight. But the challenge I'm having now is because of my work. Like if I'm on call, we might be in the theater from like 11 a.m. and we won't finish till like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. By the time I'm out, I'm packed out, I'm hungry. In fact, anything I see at that point in time, I eat. Even if I should say I want to take fruit, at that point in time, fruit is not sufficient. So, ma, I need your advice or your input on what I can do on that aspect. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Well, should I take it? Should I take the
Yes,
question? Oh,
yes.
yeah. On that, I remember there was a time, especially that December period, we were so busy in the office that sometimes I would rush out in the morning. Maybe, of course, because I was already on this intermittent fast. So in the mornings, I wasn't really feeling, it. But towards 4, 5, when I will now be coming back on my way back from the office, I would like, oh God, I am so terribly hungry. Then all through the day, I would have forgotten that I've not eaten towards evening. So what I will do is that as soon as I get back, that week, the meal plan that I had, remember I said I had to join a platform that they had a meal plan. What they do is that they portion the food for the week. If you have stable light, the food for the week, I would have made it and then portion it one by one. So it helps me as soon as I come back, I know that I know what to eat. I have what I am supposed to eat. I just grab it, quickly warm it, and my food is there. But it becomes a challenge when you come in, there's no ready food, you don't know, you start picking. By the time you pick here, you pick peanuts, you see cashew, you pick, you see bread, oh, you pinch the bread, you see biscuit, you pinch the biscuit and all that. Before you know it, the calorie that you will calculate on those things that you are pinched here and there would have been high enough. But I am suggesting here that if you have the time, you could make your food. That was what worked for me. Make the food, portion it in small, small, the way I was, portioning my my meals. I would portion everything. If it is rice I'm supposed to take, I would have made it. Then I had this a housekeeper that comes every alternate days. So the days that I know she'll be around, I would have told her, okay, just help me grate this, help me use this, grate cabbage, make sure there's cabbage and all that. So if it is soup, if it is swallow, of course, vegetable that I'm going to take for the night, I would have made it down to make swallow, to make oatmeal. By the way, it's oatmeal I don't take any other thing, either oatmeal or millet. Millet and what's the other one? The red and the white one. I just blend it very, very well, and then I turn. But I cook it very, very well. I cook it for a bit of long time. Then that one, I will just take it with my vegetable in that portion of the soup I already made down, and I'm good to go. I'll just eat. That's it. That was what helped me. Or else, and I discovered, just like you said, if you don't have any ready-made meal on ground or on hand, then you start picking anything you see. So I would advise here also, rather than eating, you can take maybe like garden egg, which is filly, it can hold you on until your food is ready. I did that sometimes. It's not as if all these things I'm talking about, they are so perfect as in that I didn't miss the days. No, if I say that, then that means I'm not telling the truth. There were days I missed it and I had to like, oh my God, I'm dying of hunger. I'll just pick this, but at the point of taking that bread or anything to put in my mouth, I remember, no, I cannot do this. I will now look for something else. It was like so much in my head that I didn't just want to see myself making any mistake because I had a target. That's it. That was what I did. That was what helped me. I don't know if I answered your question, Ma. Hello.
Hello, yes, ma. You answered it, but the challenge I'm having, I don't come home at times. When I'm on call, I'm there for 24 hours.
Wow.
So, and
Wow.
when we are out of the theater, maybe like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., I'm hungry. In fact, there was a time I was tempted of taking Coke. I just told myself, no, let me look for where I can get Zobo drink.
Or
Before I
even
was able to
Zobo.
get Zobo drink.
How sure are you that the Zobo does not have? Well, can we think of this? I want to believe that this meeting is a free meeting where anybody can suggest what he or she feels. If I may suggest, if you have a fridge in the in the, I'm sure you have a doctor's room or nurse's room where you stay. Maybe the day you
Yes,
know that
ma'am.
you will do that call, maybe you will be on call,
Oh,
you could get
yeah.
some things handy, that you just eat while you stay there, because this
It's the
one is
timing
very,
I'm concerned now. As in the
yeah,
timing, like around 9 p.m., 8 p.m. That is it
you
still
can't get
advisable to stay
you can't
around
get
that time?
ice or something to it, because I feel if left with me, I would say that rather than take any of those junk stuff, if you have rice, as in rice,
Okay.
you can eat anywhere, you
Local
can
rice.
get rice to eat, yes.
Yes.
You can look, but make it very small at that time. You can make it small,
Okay.
then add up with, you can add it up with
Okay.
a garden egg. If you can get garden egg, that one works very well for me because it does two things for me. By the time you eat a lot of it I eat a lot of it in the evening. By morning, I have a free passage, as into stool and the rest of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's
All right.
what I can suggest. I don't know. Maybe somebody else
All
has
right.
something else to add to it. Mm.
Okay.
Okay, ma.
Um,
Thank you very much.
Let me also add my voice to this. Being a medical practitioner, especially when you're a surgeon, that can actually be challenging.
Mm.
Depending on what posting you are in, if you're in accident and emergency, you're in surgery, you're in anesthesia, those are the challenging postings that really take a lot of your time. But one thing I've discovered is that no matter how challenging your day is going to be, you can plan ahead. And that's one of the things that Mrs. Onyemakara was trying to explain, that you can plan ahead. For example, now, if I want to take fruits in my house for a week, I would have planned ahead that, okay, I'm going to buy so amount of fruits and veggies to
Mm.
last me so time. And sometimes I put those veggies in my bag and I go to work with them, so that at certain times I might be driving to work or driving from work and I'm eating my veggies,
Mm.
because I don't want to be tempted to take a snack that has a high level of calories. So in the same way, one can adopt that, even though you have to be in theater till 9 o'clock. So if you have to be in theater till 9 o'clock and you really want to lose a considerable amount of weight, you have to look for some time during your day when you have your main meal, so that you're not taking your main meal at the end of the day. If you're taking your main meal at the end of the day, your body is likely to absorb those calories and you're getting home tired. You're going to sleep on that without burning it off. And so at the end of the day, you won't lose weight. So there are always times when you can take it, even if it's a 30 minutes break. Normally, you don't need more than 15 to 20 minutes to eat. Even if you are eating so fast, within 20 minutes, you finish. So if you can get a break and you go to work with your food, I go to work with my food most times, because I don't know how to eat out. I don't know how to go and buy something here to say, oh, let me buy this, let me buy that. So whatever thing I'm taking, maybe I've taken a light breakfast. If I know I've taken a light breakfast and I can be back on time, that means I'm not eating anything else till I get back home, except I have some healthy snack that I can take. That's the norm for me. So what I'm just trying to say is that you can prepare. Since you know that this is a challenging posting and there's nothing that can take you out of that posting until you're done with it. It's a demand on you as a medical professional. You can't worm your way around it. So you have to just try and tailor your needs to fit into what you're doing at this time, which means that maybe early in the morning before you go to work, you'd have sorted out your meals, or you're sorting out your children's meals, you sort out your own. If it's something that needs to be microwaved, then we have microwaves in the hospital. If it's something that needs to go into the fridge, before microwaving. So anything is possible. You just have to plan ahead. Buy whatever you need ahead of time. Prepare it well ahead of time. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to avoid those snacks with high calorie, and you avoid going to bed on a full stomach. I hope that helps. It's going to take some intentionality. It's not automatic. It's something, just like Ms. Onyemakara said. She said she had to start weighing. She had to plan. It won't be all perfect. There might be some days you don't get it all right. At least most days, when you're able to do that, that will motivate you for the next week. And once you start seeing results, it will help you to continue. I don't know if we have anyone else who wants to share something in this regard.
I think I can just add a few things as well, just buttressing what has already been said. Meal prep is very important, but also what you can add to meal prep is having a timetable ahead of time. So thinking ahead, say, okay, what exactly do I want to eat on what day? When I first of all started my weight loss journey, I joined a program as well, like our auntie just said, that helped me to kickstart the journey. And one of the advices they gave was, one of the guidance they gave was thinking ahead. So for instance, on a Sunday, ahead of the week, you think, or on a Saturday, you think of what do I want to eat during the week? And you know that you have all those things, available. So for instance, if you are focused on eating, some certain vegetables, you plan ahead. And like she said, you can decide, whichever, I'm sure that even the doctors are very busy, you still have, one day off or something, a couple of days off. And so use that day to prepare the meals in advance and say, okay, this is how, if I've seen people that they will have their bowls lined up for the 7 days of the week, even though, of course, that depends on electricity in your area, and if, you have good power supply. But if you do, you can, have those bowls lined up for the 7 days of the week, apportion everything, the small portion of rice, and then a big portion of vegetables, plan everything out, and then you can, instead of, if you think it's going to be boring, eating the same thing every day, you can plan like, alternate, okay, what will I eat on this afternoon, and then alternative the next afternoon. When I started, because I was doing intermittent fasting at some point as well, I would know that if I'm eating just for a period of 6 hours, this is my breakfast. Breakfast is easy. It's either oats or it's some yogurt with some fruit or whatever it is. And then the real bit that needs to be planned for is the main meal, which is the dinner or lunch, whichever time I choose to take it. And so that's the one that I really plan on and focus on to say, okay, what rice, or what carbohydrate is going in there, what vegetables, and plan ahead, and also put some variety. Like Dr. Ria said, it has to be intentional. It can't be hit. Of course, there'll be some hit and miss on some days when you don't get it right. But if you are going in with a defeatist view, already, then it's not likely that, you will be successful. One has to go in thinking, okay, I'm determined to be successful at this. I'm determined to make it work, and be really intentional about it. And, I believe that, you'll be successful despite the challenges.
Yeah, it will.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Mrs. Kolade. Thank you. I can see someone's hand. Okay, Dr. Kenny. Dr. Kenny, you can unmute yourself and contribute, please.
All right. I want to appreciate all ladies in the house. Can you hear me?
Not clearly. Your voice seems to be a bit low.
Okay.
Hello?
Can't hear me.
We can't hear you.
Hello?
Okay, we weren't hearing you.
Okay. Is it better now?
Okay, it's a bit better.
Okay, let me type my question then. Is it okay? Okay, let me go ahead. I will just type my question.
Okay. All right. So I hope that has helped. A little here, a little there, some intentionality, and thinking ahead always helps. So before we go, because we just have about 15 minutes, I want to ask you, Ma, about your exercise. So you said that you were doing a minimum of 15 minutes on a daily basis. Was that was that constant, or you actually went above 15 minutes, or it was just 15 minutes daily?
Like I said, minimum 15 minutes, depending on the time, because it's in the morning. So usually what I do is that I try to sleep early so that I would be able, there was a day you talked about, you gave a talk on sleep, enough, making sure you have enough sleep and all that. Apart from the days that maybe stipulated days that I have to pray in the night, apart from those days, I make it very, 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 I'm so intentional about it that I have to sleep at a certain time, but I must be up because we have our last baby she's just 9. So of course getting to do school run and the rest of them. So I have to like wake up, understanding the fact that get her ready for school, and then of course do your devotion by the time I get that and all that. And I have to, is exercise is part of the thing I must do in the morning, no matter how short the time, 15 minutes. Sometimes, like on maybe weekdays, of course, on a weekend, we do walk. That one, I do that with my husband because he will be around. So we take a walk, maybe sometimes an hour walk. But we did between Monday and Friday, 15 minutes minimum. Sometimes, depending on how early and how quick I'm able to do it, sometimes I get over 30 minutes. And of course, when I'm doing it, I have my timer, I have my watch, that helps me to calculate the number of calories that I was able to burn, checks my heartbeat and all that. So, I just try, but minimum of 15 minutes daily. Some days I'm not able to meet up. For instance, if I have to go out very early, but I try to make sure I do it minimum. Okay, let's say I don't do at all for 4 days in a week. As in 4 days between Monday and Friday. Saturday is standard. I must take a walk.
Thanks for sharing that. We discovered that a combination of both dietary changes and exercise is usually very important, as well as sleeping adequately and eliminating stress. All those factors are very important when we want to lose weight. And I just want to highlight the recommendations by WHO when it comes to exercise. Um, some of us are the levels of physical activity that we're involved in normally is high, maybe because of the kind of job we're doing. You have to attend to a customer here, get up, move here, move there, and all that. But one thing we've discovered is that if you are doing it under duress, you are more likely to gain weight. But if you are doing it with the mindset that, oh, this is a type of exercise, let me enjoy this while I'm doing it, then your body processes it in a different way so that you don't release the stress hormone, which will make you gain weight. So I think it's very important for us to be able to incorporate our usual daily physical activity into our exercise. We can have that mindset that this is also part of my exercise for the day, and we can aim for at least 30 minutes daily. So it's good to do something intentional, like Mrs. Onyemakara was doing, you know, brisk walking, aerobics, and all that. For people that really need to lose weight, WHO recommends that you can even go as high as 300 minutes a week of moderate intensity exercise if you really want to lose a great deal of weight. So that's going to take time because 300 minutes in a week means 1 hour every, no, not every day, 1 hour on 5 days in a week. So, but what the recommendation also is that each bout of exercise should be a minimum of 10 minutes. So if you want to exercise, you can decide to do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening. But you have to do an aerobic that will make you breathe faster and make your heart beat faster. That's what shows that you have consumed some more oxygen. Your body has consumed more oxygen. That's why they call it an aerobic exercise, because it makes your heart to beat faster, it makes you breathe faster, and it helps your cardiorespiratory fitness. That's a fitness within the heart and the lung, such that if you have to suddenly dash up the stairs, you won't find yourself panting, and exhausted. So exercise is very important. It's one of the positive effects, that one of the things that will bring positive effects when trying to lose weight. So I don't know if we have any other. Okay, yes. Dr. Kenny, I think dropped. I noticed that he dropped a message. He said, how can we encourage more men to take up this challenge as well? Ladies seem to take the issue of weight loss very seriously. Okay, and another question, what kind of support did you receive from your family on your weight loss journey? So could you help us with that, Ma? What kind of support did you receive from your family on your weight loss journey? And is there any way you can encourage men to also take up the challenge?
Yes, okay. The support was majorly from my husband because, of course, when the knees, before I started the exercise, when the knees start spinning me like this, of course, he has to, now I go cry on top his shoulder, oh, my knees are hurting, this, that. So he didn't have a choice but to encourage me to lose the weight, to lose more of the weight. So, in fact, he was encouraging me in diverse ways. Sometimes we say, I didn't see you. Did I see you skip the other day? Did I see you do this? Did I see you do that? I said, yes, I did. So, and sometimes when maybe like those days that you want to peep at some of the food that you have left behind and you now want to go and pinch, you say, are you supposed to be eating this? This food, are you sure this portion is not too much? He would just say it like that. And by so doing, I would retract. Sometimes this your flesh will still want to play a fast game on you. That's number one. That's the support. Then, of course, On Saturdays that he doesn't go to work very early in the morning, would walk, as in would take a walk, sometimes 1 hour brisk walking. We go for a walk and we come back. Then when he comes back, he will still do maybe just a minor aerobics. But one thing I discovered is that you must find out what both best for you. I discovered that one of the exercises that works best for me is skipping. It's not everybody that can skip, because you have to, it means lifting yourself and all that. I found it very difficult from the start. Initially I was doing only 25. By the time I skip like 25, I'm panting as if but now to do 200 is nothing. Yeah,
Wow.
200. And that's my target every morning, minimum 200 every morning. The moment I'm able to get myself to skip 200 in the morning, I do them in bits, not just at a stretch. Sometimes, 50, I do 50, 50, 50 in four stretches. I'll do 50, take a bit of rest, do another 50, sometimes 75, I share it. So it depends on how it is. And of course, I know, doctor, you know that sometimes your mood, determines how much you can do, like as in the type of exercise and how long you can do it. Then to answer Dr. Kenny's question, well, the only way I encourage my husband also, because it's vice versa. Sometimes my husband will come back in the evening and tell me that, he will come back like 9 o'clock. Is there no food? I want to eat rice. I say, I want to eat fried plantain for me. I say, this night, is it not too late? When you do this thing, you will now tempt me to come and be eating plantain with you. So, okay, so what is it? I'll say, okay, will you take pepper soup? I always have pepper soup made in the freezer. I'll say, it's better you take pepper soup, just a small portion of it, drink it, and then you drink tea and sleep. It's okay. So, we are just helping ourselves. It's our own ladies, so that we don't just put it on our side that it's like it's ladies' thing to lose weight. No. Sometimes you have to encourage, especially those that are on the big side. My husband is very portable, and he doesn't have any issues with the size. He can afford to, but then I still encourage him that in as much as you are looking slim, you still have to, be mindful of what you eat and the time you eat them. So I don't know if that answers the question about the encouraging and encouragement and all that. Encouraging men.
I think that is very helpful. It is very helpful, because I think a lot of men actually fall into that same, I don't want to call it a trap, but a lot of men also have that same issue, coming home late and being hungry, and you feel that I've not eaten anything much all day, I've not had a main meal, I have to eat. So I think our men that are here today should just take note of it. So if you come home late, just know that you're not going to have a large carbohydrate meal. You
Yeah,
take some soup, or you take some fruit or something.
yeah.
So, because it's not everybody that you see that is slim that is healthy.
Healthy.
In fact, I've seen people who are obese and overweight who don't have any chronic medical condition, and yet people who are very slim, they have issues like diabetes, hypertension, and all of that, and high cholesterol. So it doesn't always match up. So everybody should just have live a healthy lifestyle, whether in terms of food, in terms of exercise. We should just make sure that we establish that as a habit, and it will go a long way to help us. Thank you so much, Ma. I've really enjoyed listening to you. Do we have any last minute comments? Anyone that wants to just appreciate Mr. Onyemakara before we have the formal vote of thanks from my co-hosts? Does
Yeah.
anybody have anything to
Can
say?
I say one more thing one last thing that encouraged me? There's this dress in my wardrobe. I'll just go there. I want to wear a particular dress. Oh my goodness. I put it on. The tummy will just be like this. No. You know what I did? There's there are 2 of those dresses. I had to put them where I would be looking at it every morning. On a normal day, I would have given it out. But I told myself, no, that for me to be able to fit into this dress, then that means, because that's a dress that I had when I was much, as in I knew when I bought it, I was slimmer. And then one of them, I actually bought it. I liked the dress and I know that it was undersized as at the time I bought it. And it was a target for me to lose weight. And in fact, one of them I had to, if you see the way I fitted into it yesterday, oh my goodness. I used to do a photo shoot yesterday for my birthday. Oh my God. Everybody was like, you're looking so small in this thing, that's the whole idea. So that could be a bait. You can have a dress that, for ladies now, a dress that you so love so much that you want to fit into this dress. It could be another attraction. That's all I want to add also.
Thank you so much, Ma. That's another thing that can inspire
Yeah.
us, to make that change. So you can put it somewhere where you can see it, maybe on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and you keep on saying, "Oh, that's my goal to fit into that dress." Yes, that can also help.
Yeah, it did help
especially,
me.
especially to wear the dress for an event, for a
Yeah,
special
so
event, something.
thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Is there any way we can? You are really looking much slimmer from the last time I saw you. Really, the way I'm seeing you is like I'm wondering. Both of us were able to see one on one in a long time because of this
So we've
COVID
not.
thing.
Yes,
But,
we've not.
but you look better and you sound better. You sound well. You always sound happy anyway.
Just a moment. Just a moment, sister.
Somebody is talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I joined very late. Sorry. I wanted to ask this question. People like us who are very slim, and yet when we come back, we like eating carbohydrate more. What do we do? It doesn't show in my body. Neither do I have anything about it. I do a lot of exercise. This is
Oh,
Daddy Taiwo talking.
oh, you're welcome, sir.
Thank
All the way
you.
the UK, Wolverhampton. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining us, sir.
bless you.
Yes, but you've said it. You exercise, and so I think that has helped you. The fact that you exercise, that means you're burning up your calories. Usually when we are talking about weight loss, it has to be a balance. It's a balance of what you consume and what you expend. So there are some of us that have a very high metabolic rate. The rate at which we burn up calories, is much faster than some other people. So you might just exercise for 15 minutes and you're going to burn off maybe 150 calories, whereas there's someone else who is doing the same kind of exercise you're doing for the same amount of time, but the person will burn fewer calories, maybe like 75 calories, yes. So that's why we have to individualize and we have to look at what works and what to enjoy so that you'll be able to sustain it. So if you are slim, thank God you are slim. That's not is not a goal for you to lose weight. But there are other things we need to look at. What's your blood sugar like? What is your blood cholesterol like? So there are other health indices aside from weight that can tell us whether you are healthy or not. But if you are really exercising regularly, then it's likely that your body would have been optimized to be able to take care of some of those excess calories that could come in, if you are eating late. But all the same, it's good to avoid eating late most days. We know that sometimes we might not have any choice. We might just have to take that meal if we are so hungry and haven't eaten anything all day. But it shouldn't be a habit. So we should break out of that mode and try to do the healthy thing and make the right choices. I hope that helps her.
Well, it does a bit. I'm just afraid that I'm sorry if I will take your time. I'm just afraid that most of the time this issue of cholesterol or whatever doesn't even apply to me, but I'm afraid that somehow, somewhere, it might come up because of, my height. Yes, my height. Most of the time when I do exercise, I'm used to it very well. But when I do exercise, I come back very tired nowadays. Unlike before, now I can go for hours doing exercises without any stoppage. But now when I do it, maybe about 2 hours, 3 hours, I feel much, much tired than before.
Okay, sir. In that regard, first of all, I'll say if you don't have a family history of high cholesterol, you don't need to worry. There are some people that have familiar um, hypercholesterolemia. That means they have high cholesterol because there's a genetic problem, that runs in the family. So if you don't have that, you don't have to be worried about getting a high cholesterol, especially if you are eating right and you're exercising regularly. Now, secondly, about the exercise that you're doing, what is recommended? We don't recommend that you do 3 hours at a stretch. I think 3 hours of exercise at a stretch, I don't know whether that's what you do, but that is likely going to exhaust you. Maybe you were coping with it earlier because of your age and resilience and all that. But as one ages, there are some things that your body is not just going to cope with anymore. So it's better to break down the bout of exercise. In fact, if you want to do so much, maybe 1 hour is okay. But please, doing 2 hours at a stretch, 3 hours at a stretch, I think that is bound to exhaust anybody. You could have been coping before, but I think we should make that adjustment and break it into episodes. I hope that's fine, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ngozi.
Thank you, sir. You're
Bless
welcome.
you.
Okay.
All right. So we're rounding up now. I want to really appreciate everyone, and I'm going to call on Mrs. Kolade to just give the formal vote of thanks before we all log out.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all. Thank you, Mrs. Ngozi Onyemakara. I hope I pronounced that very well.
You even pronounced it better than Dr. Uresef.
Okay. No, so I did my service in Abia State, so I understand.
No wonder. No wonder. That's why you got it.
So
very correct.
we really appreciate your story that you shared this evening. It's been an encouragement, even for me that has been on a weight loss journey for some time. I've learned a lot from you as well. So it goes to show that you never stop learning, and you don't say, oh, at one point, oh, I've learned everything. We are always learning. And so thank you so much. And like Dr. Ore said, when we hear stories like this, we are encouraged because we know that it's not some people who can do it. Everyone can do it, no matter who you are. So long as you can take the first step and be intentional about it, we can all, be successful at this journey of weight loss. So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who's been listening in today. I know not everyone has, we've not heard everyone's voice, but we know everyone has been listening intently. Some people might still be at work and they just have this on in the background. And like Mrs. Ngozi said, it might be that you don't listen, you can't catch every single thing, but something that you've heard today will stick with you and you can apply it, onto your own journey. So thank you so much for everyone who's joined us. And we hope that even as you're listening in and you're embarking on your own journey, very soon we'll hear you, we'll be able to listen to you here as well, sharing your own testimony of what has worked for you. So we're finishing up now, and until next time, have a good evening or good afternoon wherever you are, and God bless you all.
Bless you
And
too.
thank you to Dr. Ore too for having
So that's my super coach. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
so let me just remind us that we have a webinar next week, Friday. We're going to be talking about arthritis because I discovered that a lot of people are complaining about arthritis. So people need to know, what is arthritis? How did you come about it in the first place? And are there things that we can do to prevent or control it? So we're going to be having a consultant orthopedic surgeon share with us next Friday. So it's going to be a much bigger program, a webinar. Let's invite our friends and people that have this challenge.
You.
And I know that it will benefit us by God's grace.
Yeah. Thank you. My pleasure to being here. God bless you.
So much, ma. Have a pleasant night.
You
Bye,
too.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.